Ready? Okay. So this week's parasha, who can tell me what's this week's parasha with the raise of hand? This week's parasha. Shlomo. Tazria Metzora. Very good. Anybody know what Tazria Metzora speaks about? Okay, so we're going to explain. First of all, the first... No. The Tazria part we're going to skip. It's for rated R, so it's not for today. But the second part of Tazria, afterwards, we speak about a very important concept, which is very shocking. Let me tell you. It's the concept of tzarat. Everybody knows what tzarat is, right? Tzarat is this leprosy. Tzarat is the leprosy. It's the skin that turns white. The skin that turns white. Why does the skin turn white? What's this reason for this leprosy? So, Chazak. I saw two things. It's written because of Lashon Hara in the Gemara. It says the reason why a person will get leprosy, this tzarat, this whiteness on his skin, it's a white blotch that goes on his person's skin. It goes on his skin because of Lashon Hara, first of all. Everybody knows what that is, right? Lashon Hara, everybody knows what that is, right? Yeah. I don't have to.
Fucking good and bad about something.
Could be, yeah. But the point is gossip, all that stuff. And secondly, gava. Somebody that has gava, okay? Now.
You know, everyone has it. You just
No, but
you deal with it right away.
If you're using it, if you're using the gava, exactly, using the gava. So let's explain. First of all, I'd like to say, since we're in between the Sfirat HaOmer, we're in the days of the Sfirat HaOmer. It's a very important time. It's the days between Pesach and Shavuot. The days of Pesach and Shavuot. Pesach night was the night that we left Egypt, and God took us out of Egypt, where we were in the 49th level of Tum'ah, and the biggest tokes you can ever think of. When we were so low, Hashem took us out in 1 second, and He brought us to the 50th level of Kedusha, the 49th level of Kedusha. In 1 second, in one moment, we were already we crossed over that extreme. And then HaKadosh Baruch Hu said, okay, I give you that inspiration, that beauty, that clarity, that uplifting, that unbelievable feeling. Now you have to work for it. And then came along the 49 days between the time that they left Egypt and they reached Har Sinai, which was eventually what we call today Shavuot. So between Pesach and Shavuot, we have 49 days, corresponding to the 49 days of the times that we were in between leaving Egypt and Har Sinai. And each day we have to work on a different midah, because there's 7 midot, there's 7 character traits that Hashem, so to speak, runs His world with, so to speak, that He runs with the world with, and that we have to emulate. We have to become like Hashem. There's Chesed, Gvura, Tiferet, Netzach, Hod, Yesod, Malchut. These 7 character traits are character traits that each and every single one of us have inside of us. They're represented in the body, starting from the right arm to the left arm, to the torso, to the right and the left leg, and we won't say, and eventually Malchut, which is all-encompassing. But everybody has it. Some people have more of Malchut, some people have more of Yesod, some people are more like Chesed, some people are more Din. Everybody has something. Just think about it like this: Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, Moshe, Aaron, Yosef, and David. Think about it like that, and you try to see these are the people that emulated Hashem's midot to the perfection in those order, and each one representing a different midah. And try to do this exercise with yourself, and try to see which one you like you identify with. Yosef, Yesod, which is the interior; Avraham, the Chesed, the giving; Din, the Gvura, the strict judgment. Somebody is very structured. You can identify with each midah. Yaakov, the Tiferet, which is the balance, always being balanced. You can always find your midah in yourselves, and you have to work. If you see that a person is lacking, he's not giving, he doesn't know how to give, it's hard for him to pull out some cash and give some money. Maybe he has to work on his chesed, and in the deed, and in the gevurah, somebody that's not structured enough, somebody doesn't know how to take his place in life. He sometimes needs to stand up for himself. That's deen. And so on and so forth. We can discuss this another time, but the point is that this is what we are coming here and doing between Pesach and Shavuot, Because during Pesach and Shavuot is the time that we have to get to perfection. Eventually at Shavuot where we get to full perfection. And every day we have to work on a different aspect. There's 7 days, 7 weeks, and there's 7 days in each week. And each day is perfecting that midah in a different way. You have to perfect it with deen, gvurah, and all the midah go into each other. Anyways, it's a discussion for another time. But the point is that we come to perfection once we perfect ourselves between these 49 levels. And we get to Shavuot with the Shlemut. Now, very interestingly, in this week's parasha, I was astonished to come to realization that Lashon Hara, listen to this, guys. You would tell me, what if I ask you, what's the worst Avera you can ever do in your life? What's the worst Avera you can ever do? Go. Let's go. What's the worst? Zera Levatala. What else? Chilul Hashem. What else? Bitul Torah. What else? Retzach. Killing. Let me tell you something, Baba. Lashon Hara. If a person embarrasses someone, which goes under the category of Lashon Hara, embarrasses someone in public, he doesn't go into Olam Haba. He doesn't go into, there's no door, it's closed. Someone that kills another person, kills him, yeah? Ended his life, it's finished, boom, finished. He does teshuvah, he gets killed in Bedin, and he goes into Olam Haba. But someone that says Lashon Hara, someone that embarrasses someone else in public, someone that creates a situation where he's going to embarrass someone in public, En lo chelek la'olam haba, finished, ciao. And he didn't kill anybody physically. You understand? That's how serious Lashon Hara is. Now you're going to tell me, oh, that's crazy. Like killing is the worst. Ending someone's life. Yeah, but you know why? Because we say, Hamalbin penei chavero barabim, someone that makes his face white. Listen to this, white. Somebody that makes his friend's face white in public, ki'ilu shofer damim, like if white. Because it means that, let me explain to you. Because you have rouge and then you get purple and blue and then eventually it's white. You go through the stages and the white means the worst. Why white? Because white on a person's body represents death. Because on a person's body, red is a sign of life. Red is a sign of life, right? When you have blood in the limb, it means the limb is functioning. Once there's no more blood, the limb gets white. Person is fasting. Person, he doesn't feel good. He turns white. The person took too much tokes. He becomes white. Eventually, his eyes become red, but he's white. Yeah, he looks like a ghost. The point is that
He looks like a boat.
the point is that the whiteness on the body of a person represents death. And Sarat, what color is Sarat, Rabotai? Sarat is white. On the body, it's white. On the hair, it could be yellow, but on the body, where it represents that when the white is on the body, it represents death. That is Shofer Damim. So, Midah Keneged Midah 100%. But now listen to this. It doesn't end over here, Rabotai. It doesn't end over here. It doesn't end over here, Rabotai. It says that if a person says Lashon Hara, very serious. If a person says Lashon Hara on someone else, believe it or don't, this is how it works up there. A person that says Lashon Hara on someone else, it takes all the person's mitzvot that you said, the person said Lashon Hara on, and all his mitzvot goes on that person, and all the averot of that person goes on the person that said Lashon Hara. You understand? The switch. The one that said Lashon Hara, he gets all the averot of the one he said it on, and all the mitzvot of the person that said the Lashon Hara goes to the person that he said it on. Understand? Now, which avera in the Torah? Which avera in the Torah, Rabotai, did you ever hear of such a law before?
Is that you've heard it everywhere, but
This is true 100%.
is that a thing?
This is the truth.
So we could do everything else.
With a Jew. Now I'm here, Rabotai. I came here today. I came here not understanding why that it should be. I came here. 100%. I hear the confusion. I'm very happy you guys are confused because I was confused too. But Baruch Hashem, I found it Sifte Chaim, something beautiful. You guys are gonna be blown out of your minds. But you should know that we do a few things to the one that said Lashon Hara. When you receive Sarat, there's a few things. He has to leave the camp for 3 weeks. He has to leave the camp and he has to sit alone outside of the 3 camps. It was Machane Livia, Yisrael, and all that. Kohen Levi Israel. He had to be outside of all the camps alone, by himself. Badad Yoshev, alone. Badad, yeah, you know the song. Everybody, he has to be alone and he has to be confined. Okay? Like what we had by COVID. A similar story. But really on his own, with no family, zero. He has to be there 3 weeks alone. Why do we do that to him? What kind of process is that? And also, we see that it says in the Torah, listen to this is going to be very shocking. It says, Tameh Yikra. They have to say, Rabotai, Shimon said Lashon Hara, he's Tameh now. Nobody approach him. If he touches you, you become Tameh. They make an announcement, well, nobody can get Tameh. No, but listen to this. Listen to this. They make an announcement saying that this person did Lashon Hara. Why? Why did they make this announcement? So it's very serious. You see, I think that you guys all switched your minds. The worst Avirah in the Torah is Lashon Hara. You can kill someone. It could be, you have all the Avirot. You get the mitzvot. What's going on? What's the reason? So let's try to explain a big yesod, a big fundamental that might just give us a perspective. Ki'ilu shofer damim, so ki'ilu. You get the punishment for it. It's also ki'ilu. Okay, we're gonna explain. Now, maybe with this fundamental lesson, this huge fundamental lesson, we're going to get to a big lesson in life. It's going to apply everywhere. And B'ezrat Hashem is going to give us some clarity. We always had a question. Everybody, I'm sure, has this question. Why is there suffering in the world? How come there's bad in the world? How can it be if God is all good? How can it be that if He's all good, there's bad, it exists? How can it be? All these things. Why could it be challenge? Why do we have challenge? Why do good people have bad? Why do bad people have good? All these questions we have, I'm going to try to answer. Hashem decided that the best sachar for a person, that the best reward that a person can have is when he feels that he obtained his own reward. When he feels that he received the reward because he earned it. If the satisfaction that you get.
2 second satisfaction.
What?
You worked 10 years to get it, like, okay.
No, it's not. That's not the one I'm talking about. When a person works on himself, okay? When Hashem sends a person challenges, and he finally overcomes these challenges in the right way, these challenges, they come and they come and they come. But it's not the point. The point is that each challenge is here to show you that you have your weakness. And everybody else also has their weakness. And everybody else is also getting challenged on his weakness. And because of our weaknesses, Rabotai, we suffer. We suffer because of our own weaknesses. That's the truth. We suffer, why am I like this? How come I'm not capable enough? How come I'm not like him? We suffer because we have weaknesses. And Hashem gives you these challenges to your weaknesses. He's hitting your weak spot in order to make you stronger in that weakness. To make you stronger. And that's a simcha. That's a happiness that once to you. That's happiness to you. Once you overcome that weakness, that's happiness that you have that nobody else can take away. Because really, we live pretty much in a society where everybody lives off each other. You need each other's approval. You need someone to tell you look good. You need someone to tell you smell good. You need someone to tell you all these things. And then you feel good. But what if you don't have your friend? It says in Pirkei Avot, Ahava tluya b'davar, batla hadavar, batla ahava. Once, if there's a love that's dependent on something, if you love a girl because she's rich, okay, this day she gets poor, you won't love her. If it depends on something, then that's something. If you love a girl because she's beautiful, the second that she grows a pimple in the wrong place, it's finished. Because it's depending on something. Hashem wants that you should have a love for yourself, not because somebody else loves you, but because you love yourself. And how can you come to a moment where you love yourself? Is by saying, I'm good because I know I'm good. And how do you get to that level? How can a person tell you, he's going to walk around, I'm good, I know I'm good. No, that doesn't work. The challenge came here to say, look, these are your accomplishments. These are your accomplishments nobody knows about. These are your accomplishments nobody told you good job. These are your accomplishments that you worked for yourself. When you make money, okay, you have a self-accomplishment. But people are going to tell, oh, nice car, oh, nice this, oh, nice that. But the struggles that we have The struggles that we have, the struggles that we have internally, that nobody knows about, that we have with God only, those struggles are here to make you a happier person, to say, wow, I overcame that midah. I overcame this moment. It was hard for me and I overcame. So now you understand. When a person says Lashon Hara, what does he do, Rabotai? He feels good because he put the other guy low. When a person says Lashon Hara, listen, Rabotai, when a person says Lashon Hara, he feels good. Oh, because he's bad, so I'm good. It must be, oh, he has a problem. So you look at yourself like you're always perfect, but you never were perfect because you changed. You were perfect because he's imperfect. So as long as he's imperfect, I'm good. And that's why it's like you're killing someone for your, it's like you're putting him under the knife. Shrita, je l'ai tué, I'm better than him. That's what the problem is, Lashon Hara. And the whole purpose of the entire world, the whole purpose of the challenges, the whole purpose of putting us here in order to give us Olam Haba. What's Olam Haba, Rabotai? Think about this. Olam Haba is when you come to Hashem, you say, Hashem, you saw you put me through this world and it's full of challenges and now I overcame it. But if you're going to go to Hashem and say, you know what, God, but I had Lashon Hara, why should you even get one mitzvah? If you get one mitzvah, this is the punchline. How can you have one mitzvah? You said Lashon Hara, you forgot that you were here to build yourself from yourself, and you build yourself on someone else. Why should you even deserve one mitzvah? The reason why you have the mitzvot, and they're hard to do, is in order for you to build yourself from within, and not to build on someone else. So that's why you lose your mitzvot. That's why you lose your mitzvot, and they go to him. You know why they go to him? Because the other guy that received that Lashon Hara, and that got embarrassed, and he didn't speak back, and he didn't open his mouth, he was able to say to himself, you know what, I'm in this world only temporarily. And if this is what Hashem sent to me through this guy, and I'm shutting up, that's an effort. And then you come to Hashem, you say, you know what, those mitzvot, I opened a moment where I can receive a mitzvah. Why? Because I opened an opportunity to say, Hashem, I'm here building myself for myself, even if I get it on, even if somebody else embarrasses me, I don't care. That's how strong it is. You have to go through life to a point where you built yourself so strong that no matter how many comments you got on you, you're able to say, ça vaut rien, I'm with God. What do I care about this little guy? Ça me dit rien. Why should I even talk back to him? He's not on my level. You look how he's talking. That's what you came into life for. You came to life for to be independent. Yom Ha'atzmaut, Rabotai. What's Ha'atzmaut? What's the independence? The independence is that you don't depend on anybody. Independent. You're no longer dependent. What's today? But you have to realize Eretz Yisrael is independent because they don't need anybody to fight. You clearly see they're fighting they're fighting on 7 different fronts, on I don't know how many different fronts, and they're still rolling. The reason why Lashon Hara is the worst avera you can do is because you destroy the purpose of existence. You destroy the purpose of the world. You basically say that Hashem, there's no reason for creation because I'm not here to build myself. I'm here to be on top of someone else. And that's the problem. I'm going to stop here, but this is such a beautiful lesson in all of life. In all of life, I think that we should just take it and internalize it as much as possible. That when we're here in life to build ourselves from ourselves. I'm going to say it in French for the Frenchies. I'm going to say it in French. Je vais le dire en français. On est là pour travailler sur nous-mêmes. Comme on a dit dans la Signature, on est là pour travailler sur nous-mêmes. Et le travail sur nous-mêmes, c'est ça qui nous donne notre confiance. La confiance interne, la confiance interne, c'est ça ce qui compte. Quand tu peux te mettre devant n'importe qui si tu as la confiance interne. Tu peux te mettre devant le président, tu n'as pas peur. Si tu peux te mettre devant un président, tu as peur, là on a un problème. Là tu as perdu ta confiance. Tu t'es fait impressionner par ce qu'il y a extérieurement. Et là Dieu il veut que tu deviens quelqu'un qui, lui, il n'est pas impressionné par l'homme, rien que par Dieu. Bezrat Hashem, that's what's going to give us the siyat hashmaya, that's what's going to give us the help and give us the hatzlacha, Bezrat Hashem, in our life.